The Lynette Brown Show. This be the Lynette Brown Show.
She's always ready and on time.
The Lynette Brown Show.
When you got something that's on your mind.
The Lynette Brown Show.
Whatever you got going on, she knows the deal.
The Lynette Brown Show.
Well, we always keep it real.
Something else. All of these white people, with all of their differences, they came together to segregate you from neighborhoods, segregate me from school, and all of the things you already know. But I would like to apologize on behalf of the city, and we're getting better. And I see the young guys back there, and I see they struggle. Been there where they've been. And for the people like Lynette's sister who are working with them, keep your head up, stay positive. To some people, I'm a somebody. To some people, I'm a nobody. But I was exactly right there where they is. And I'm fortunate to say, I'm not bragging, just making a point. I have been able to buy my mom the same things. And Louis Vuitton this and Louis that. My mother, the big screen TVs and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter where you start at, you get there. And I am upset with the city. I'm also served as a student in Alabama A&M in the bachelor's department. Also to serve as a student of the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I'm also served as the president of the Neighborhood Association in Evanston Heights, which was the first historical black neighborhood here in Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville, Alabama was segregated. No matter how much money you had, what religion you were, and how much money you had, what religion you were, light skinned, dark skinned, short, tall, heavy set, slim, it didn't matter. If you wanted to be a homeowner and you were black, that's the only place you were going to stay. If you wanted to rent, or you wanted to be a sharecropper, you could stay anywhere. But if you had enough sense or foresight to say, I want to be a property owner, which is what this country is about, then that was the only place you were going to stay. And so what I challenge people in that, we think it was just simple as that. I'm staying in Evanston Heights. But if you are black and you stayed in Evanston Heights and you bought a house, what do you think, how they treated you on your interest rate when you bought that house out there? How many of those people out there that had tornado and storm damage to those houses, how do you think that insurance, how many of those insurance claims that you think they just didn't pay for? How do you think that they treated those people? So there was a system of racism and stuff there. And now, once again, to say I would like to apologize for the city, because what we have is black people, educated, that work in this city council and working for the city, who are empowered. And we had a house in Evanston Heights, which Dr. Abernathy and Martin Luther King stayed at in Huntsville. They had to stay there because the motels were segregated. And what Martin Luther King was here for was to give a speech on Oakwood College. The first time Martin Luther King ever gave I Have a Dream speech that everybody knows was right here in Huntsville, Alabama at Oakwood College. He could not stay in the motel because of the segregation in the claim. He had to stay in Evanston Heights. They chose Evanston Heights because the city did not put street lights out there, so they was able to hide them, bring them in, and get them out without anybody seeing them. I'm saying all that to say is that house was destroyed, tore down in 2018, and the person who gave the authority to do it looked just like me and you. So what I'm saying is we have a lot of smart people here, and with different organizations, different fraternities, different crafts, and we also have supreme wisdom here. we need to stop focusing on what we don't have in common. Just simply look at what you do have in common, whether it's children, whether it's economic development, whether it's a pro-black agenda, whether it's a building, you know, whatever it is. Let's look at what we do have together, put all the other stuff aside, and collectively get the mission done. But I do apologize for the city, and for the young people there. It's not y'all's fault what y'all doing. You're gonna have to be responsible for what you do, but it is the old people's fault. Y'all ain't messed up, we got y'all messed up. You know what I'm saying? But what we're gonna do is, we're gonna stop all this selling out. We're gonna stop all this brown nose, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna work together, you know, as black men, black women. We're gonna quit competing with the women. The women gonna quit competing with us, you know, and we're gonna start working with these guys. It's no longer old and the young, it's just us. It's not the educated and uneducated, degrees and undegrees. You know, we have police officers that come into my neighborhood, Emerson Heights, which I'm over the neighborhood association, talking to the older generation and asking them to snitch on, tell who are committing the crimes. They get mad at me because I tell the same officers, black or white, do you all tell the officers that are mistreating and mishandling these young black people? Are y'all running up to internal affairs and telling them this, this, and that? You know these racist officers that's in your force. Are y'all running, but you want to run to my community, tell people that look like me and you stay right next to each other, that is our duty to tell on this man, or this man tell on me, or inform them on that. But you got people right there in your force selling drugs, participating in prostitution, you know what I'm saying, human trafficking, you know, illegally roughhousing these people. But y'all don't run up to internal affairs and tell that, you know. And so a lot of those things gets me on the bad end of the stick. But I'm able to do it, and I do it, and I would not do it if it wasn't for one person. And his name is Brother Robert, to friends, Robert X to others, and formerly known as Robert Weed. If it wasn't for him, I was just like the gentleman in the back. A lot of pastors was talking to me, a lot of teachers and neighborhood people were talking to me, but he had to introduce me to someone who had a stronger teacher. That man was the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and I'm thankful every time and every day, because I have the same way I'm talking to you all is the same way that I talk to white city councilmen, white attorneys, all that be, you know, the internal affairs, Mr. Stackham, I did the same way, you know, and I appreciate that, taking that fear away from all these professional black guys and women that are here. What I encourage them to do is go to the white male or female in your corporation and ask them, when you all together by yourselves, what do you all feel? What do you feel about reparations? Get these people's opinion on reparations. Because Brother Robert told me that it doesn't matter how many degrees I have, it doesn't matter where I studied at, until you understand racism and how it exists in this place, in this country, in this county, in this state, in this country, everything that you learn and thought you learned is just going to confuse you. And with that, I'd like to pass it to another brother, and I'm glad that Nashville, Tennessee has seen, open arm, and took the staple, the gem, the foot soldier, the representative of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan right here in Huntsville, that is known not just on the streets, but in the college campus, in the level 4, 3, and 5 prison yards. Brother Robert.
Assalamu alaikum. Great evening to all of you. I will be brief. What I want to say about Brother Robert, I met him about 19 years ago.
Right.
And every time I think of Brother Robert, one word comes to my mind.
Oh, yes, sir.
No, that is love.
Love, that's right.
And I met this brother, he said, for the rest of his life, he's going to dedicate it to what his people are. Every day, he goes out.
That's right.
Without paper, talking to the people, giving them a positive message. Working 12 hours, he gets up every day without faith. Calls me every day from the block. So what I want to say about Robert is love. I've never seen a brother demonstrate love as much as this brother. And if you need him, call him if you know. It doesn't matter if it's 4 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. This brother demonstrates love.
Love.
So we present Brother Robert X.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bear witness that was one of God. We thank him for all of the prophets and messengers. We thank him for Jesus in the gospel. We thank him for Moses in the Torah. And we thank him for Muhammad in the Holy Quran. Peace be upon all of the worthy servants of God. First, I would like to thank Sister Lynette for putting on this wonderful program as you do every year. Thank all of the participants, or the honorees. We are a great people. And one thing I want to make clear is that black people in America, who are the descendants of slaves, we are the people of God. In the Bible, it says, God talking to Abraham, he said, know of a surety that your seed will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them 400 years. Well, if you count from 1555 to 1955, that ended the 400 years. No other people have been in bondage in a strange land under a wicked oppressor like the black man and woman of America. There is no history of any other people. It said that the children of Israel were slaves in Egypt. But I did security at Alabama A&M University, and it was some exchange students from Egypt. And I asked them, do you have any history in Egypt, in your country, of a people being enslaved for 400 years? They said, we do not. So here we are fitting a prophecy that we walk right into. I thank Sister Lynette for this great honor and this award. I thank my beautiful wife in the orange. I thank my children sitting at the table over here, and grandchildren. I saw this brother in the white jacket, Brother Tremaine, at Alabama A&M when I was doing security. And to be honest, he was cutting food. And I pulled my brother coattail and I said, man, you got to cut this out. I said, there's a better way. And he accepted the way that God blessed me to show him. And now he's doing great things for himself and his community. And I will always love Brother Tremaine. I joined the Nation of Islam in 1999, pardon me, after serving time in prison. And I too come out of the same world that he come out of. I went to prison for selling drugs. And some of my friends who stayed in a better neighborhood than I did, they said, why did you do that? Well, when you grow up, and that's all you see is drug dealing, alcohol, gunplay, gangbanging. If that's all you grew up around, then what are the statistics? You're going to pretty much fall in that same category. But when I was in prison, I heard a word coming from a man, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I heard a divine word come from that man. And it touched my heart and it changed my life. Matter of fact, I was high when I first heard him. I was high. I ain't got no lie to tell. But after I heard him that day, haven't been high since. That's been like 25, 26 years. I took a drink, I took a smoke. And as my captain, Brother Andre Muhammad, as he told you faithfully, when I get out from work, from my second job, I grab my papers and I get in the community and go on my first job. My first job is to help resurrect our suffering people. Our people are suffering. Now you hear people say that the hood is poor. Hood is not poor. We just don't spend our money wisely. If we were so poor, why all these foreigners set up shop in the hood then? All these corner stores run by Arabs. What Maylene them doing over here selling our nails and hair? Huh? You got money. But we don't spend our money wisely. And that's why we look like we very, very poor. But God, back to that scripture, he said after we served the enemy for 400 years, he said he would come and judge the nation that we serve as slaves. So when you see the calamities with more intensity now, and they're going to continue to intensify. The rain, the hail, the snow, and the earthquakes. It's going to take this country down. In James chapter 5, it talks about how the rich, it said their gold and silver is king. Now, every calamity that hit the rich up in Washington, D.C. and other places, they got to go in their treasures and rebuild the city that God tears up. You see? And before they rebuild the city, he tear up another one. And they got to continue to go in their treasures. But what God is waiting on is for us to unite. We done tried everything else but unity. I'm going to sit down with this scripture. First John. It says, if a man say he loved God, whom he have not seen, and hated his brother or his sister, whom he have seen, he is a liar. Now, When we in the street partying and dancing and whatnot, and a sister might walk by, I can't stand that. Or a brother walk by, I can't stand that nigga. That's self-hatred. If we say we love God and his son, then we got to love one another. Is that right or wrong? So, again, I want to thank Sister for this magnificent award. And I thank all the honorees again. We have some powerful people up here. My arm too short to reach our people. Your arm too short. Your arm too short. Or our ropes, pardon me. But if we tie the ropes together and then cast it, we can get our people, we can pull it. We got to unite. I thank you as I came. I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.